Welcome, family and friends, brothers and sisters, and all my saints and subs. Sergeant OCD here. I had a VA appointment today, and I'm not going to be able to get out tomorrow because the greenhouse is starting up, and I got to do that. So, I don't mean to show you my gear again, but we're going to talk about a little bit of history, starting with this pouch. So, I watched the show MASH. I wanted to know what this pouch was. So I went through a 3-week obsessive compulsive search on this pouch. So I didn't name this channel Sergeant OCD for no reason at all. This is part of my life, and I'm going to explain a lot of this stuff later. Don't worry, my A-bag's full. But I do want to share the verse of the day, and this is my verse of the day. That it's my verse of the week. I'm studying this week. Nehemiah 4:9. But we prayed to our God and guarded the city day and night to protect ourselves. So what I'm doing is doing a warrior verse one week, and then I'm doing a marriage verse the next, or whatever I want to do. Anyway, continuing with Revelation, we're in Revelation 7. So we went through all the seals, the first 6 seals. Now we're going to go into Revelation 7, verses 1, 2, and 3. Then I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding back the 4 winds, so they did not blow on the earth or in the sea or even any tree. Then I saw another angel coming from the east, carrying the seal of the living God, and he shouted to those 4 angels who have been given power to harm land and sea. Wait, do not harm the land or sea or the trees until we have placed the seal of God on the foreheads of his servants. But Revelation 7:4 kind of goes into all the naming of it, and we'll go over that next week. But I hope you guys understand how OCD people are after this video. Now, the web belts I'm going to show you are not to period, and they won't be to period. So the reenactors, I don't care what you say. Do what you do. I do what I do. I set up these belts to be functional. This one is functional, and it's been tested through many, many years, many countries. I did add these when I started hiking with it, but found, the ammo was a little heavy. Anyway, I couldn't find these for a good price, and these were the ammo pouches that I got issued. We used to have a separator in between here, but it's no longer there. But you can see how easy they go in and out. So I bought these off of Amazon. I thought one of my army buddies gave me this, but he didn't. See the reason I don't really care for these too much? But the standard loadout is 7 rounds. So you have 3, 3, and 1. I've got 2 extra O-snap rounds, which I'm going to have to move to the back because I want to put my my kukri and my bayonet on here, and that will be a war belt. So this is a war belt for a rifle, and you guys have seen this thing so many times if you've been following my videos. The problem I'm having now is this canvas butt pack, and I'm going to flip this around so I can kind of highlight that, because after doing research on this, So this is actually a 1971 version of the load carrying equipment, and they called it the MLC. MLCE. The reason I know it's in 1973 is because of the way the webbing is, the way the clasp is that holds it together. Did I already? No, I didn't do that. But I'm going to reconfigure this and probably do a part 2 video on this. The way this clasp is, because 1980, I think it's 1982, they switched this buckle to plastic. And in 1970, they put 2 adjusters on it, here and here. So that came from the ML56, which I accidentally have one. You see, the ML56 had 1 adjuster, right? And it was all canvas gear. So this is a 1959, let me pull up my file, but this is a 1959 canteen, and this is a 1961 bag. So ideally this should go on here. Now, part of my OCD, it just has to be right. So I'm struggling with, I carried this. I didn't get this issued, but the belt and suspenders I got issued. I had to turn my ammo pouches in, so I found brand new ammo pouches, never been issued. Canteens, I got buku canteens issued. So this I carried. The problem is if you worn any type of web gear, any packs may or may not hit this. So my thoughts are now is to take this off and put this on my father's belt that he wore in Vietnam. Now, it does say US here, and then the date on this side is hard to read, but I thought it said 41, but it's actually 61, because 1961 was one of the years they put them in OD, or green. They have like OD3, OD7, and but these are all from different dates. Like the canteen cup, let me pull up my file. This is very interesting stuff. That in Vietnam, so he went in 67 and 72. In Vietnam, they're using 40s equipment. Okay, so his belt is 1961. His canteen cover is 1959, and these are marked wherever they're marked. His canteen cup on the inside is 1945, and his canteen's 1943. Now, I modified this canteen so I could take this off and boil water in here. I don't know what they did. Maybe they boiled it with this, but there's actually a cork that goes in here. That's gone, and the water nowadays, it's got so much crap in it, it's really corroded it. So I really don't want to use this canteen anymore, because I want to recommission this back into use to make it my hiking belt. So I have 2 other canteens, and mine are the NBC ones, plastic, and it's been out in the field. I have the nylon, which would be lighter for that anyway. So I'm probably going to put this butt pack on that canteen or on this web belt, because I want this web belt, and the clasp didn't change much. Now sometimes this is bigger, sometimes it's not, but the clasp is still the same. I love it. It also, how I know it's older, it's got the snap. I got it upside down. It's got the snap for the ammo pouch, the 1918 or 1914 ammo pouch. So the belt's upside down. That's funny. Anyway, but most of my gear was all, and I got it issued to me in the 80s. It's all 70s stuff. Oh, we're not done. The other thing I want to do is put this knife. Now this was in a kit that we deployed with, that this thing ended up in my bag somehow. So the highlight of this video, let me push all this back, because of this right here, I wanted to know what it was. And I also like the color, khaki, okay? And I'm like, you know, when we went to the desert, why didn't we get issued khaki? Why did we have green of everything, you know? Our uniforms were tricolor and chocolate chip, but we had a LBE that was green. So this might take me a little bit. And this is how OCD works. For the last 3 weeks, I've been working on this thing. Good thing tax money came back. So, incidentally, all of my gear is stored in my A bag, and it keeps it in pretty good condition. So I said this was backward before we get to that. And these keepers, these Alice keepers, have been the same since 56 when they started attaching different gear to these belts. And these have always been so hard to get on. But I happen to. Now this is a replica, I believe. Yeah, it's a replica. Some of this, what I have, is not. Because I didn't want a replica. I wanted the real thing, because this belt is dedicated to World War II. It's actually dedicated to all wars, but World War II, Korea, and World War I. So what we're going to do here, alright, let's do a restart here. So I started this video and I lost a bunch of footage, so I'm just going to jump right into this. So what I wanted to do was recreate a 1936 belt, pistol belt, kind of recommission one. So the things I wanted to have is the belt itself, which behind this you could barely see a date, and it is 1936. It's got the US stamp. It's got the snap for the 1911 mag pouches, and it's got 3 holes for the middle one being the adjuster. So they did some drastic changes between World War I and World War II because they were getting different weapons. These little flappy things, I'm glad they finally got rid of, because it would have drove me crazy when I was in. But the belt and the mag pouch are authentic. It's stamped 1918. I got both of those off of eBay, and then I've got the suspenders off of eBay, which we're going to visit later. So the other thing that I actually did is anytime I buy anything for my hobby here, I try to use veteran-owned companies. I'm not a big fan of Molly, I call it Molly, Molly, but I am a fan of slide keepers. So I use the slide keepers and the Molly, just Molly to get it out of the way. So I did buy that holster. This is a reproduction, and I thought I got all the plastic and stuff off of it. Reproduction canteen and canteen cup. Very, very light. And this is lined, and the reason they lined it is to keep your water from getting too hot. Actually, it's to stop it from freezing, so it's kind of insulated. But that also has the weird little funky World War II or World War clips. I did want to show you that my weapon is unloaded since I'm playing with this. I did add a first aid kit, and this is the back side. So I have a dump pouch for extra mags. You notice anything tan has regular rounds in it, ball ammo. So I want to make sure that I have enough ammo. And then I have all these. They're kind of camouflage, but they were tan, so my OCD doesn't like them, but my OCD can't afford everything my OCD wants. So I have a few mags. The cool thing is this this is the whole reason. This little flappy thing is the whole reason. And I was going to put a first aid kit in it, but the first aid kits they had are tin, so I have to make one with basically an Altoids can. But the reason they didn't like this style is because when you're running, it flaps up and down. So, like I said, this is a recommission of a 1936 pistol belt. So the things they had on it, I think I have this on backwards. No, I don't. Is they had the first aid kit, which stemmed my OCD to check into this, and they had a compass case. And oddly enough, with this compass case, it came with a replica compass. So that, I thought that was pretty cool. I left it in there. I was going to put my dad's in there, but I redid his belt from Vietnam, his battle belt. So the other thing they had on there, because they went from khaki to, this is I believe it's OD3, so it was a different type of green, are these messenger bags. Now they had haversacks on there. It's got a little loop thing here for whatever, 2 different compartments. I've just got some extra ammo in my speed loaders, and it's got a little pocket, and everything's a button instead of a snap, which I thought was pretty cool. And this is the old style of buckles. So I grew up with this style, so I was kind of used to it. I grew up with this style, so I was kind of used to that. When I got my stuff issued to me in the military, it was all different. So what I added was LC2 suspenders, and basically it's a first aid kits. I have a tourniquet on the side there. I have a first aid kit in there. I've got gloves and a barrier for CPR, and then I've got an Israel bandage in there. And both these sides are the same. I wasn't going to do it, but I did it anyway. So that's basically it. And I just weighed this, and it weighs 17 pounds. I had to think. But yeah, I wore this around for a little bit, and it's kind of interesting the way this pack goes on this LBE, because they didn't have an LBE. They had this harness, this LC2 harness. Obviously they didn't have that. They had regular suspenders, but it's pretty interesting how they figured this out, you know. And this ended up being our butt pack. So, like I said, this is a recommission of a 1936 pistol belt in the new millennium. You know, I think I got everything I need: first aid kits, ammo, dump pouch, and a weapon. So you guys take care. I'm going to add this into my other video because I'm missing, you know, when I was going through the video before, I'm missing that part of the recreation of this web belt. This is not considered Alice gear. None of the things I have are considered Alice gear. In the 80s, when the LC2 came out, then they started calling it Alice gear. But this was a load. This would have been called a load carrying equipment, LCE. So, if I didn't have this problem, I could buckle this, but you can see going around that. See how they dangly and they move? So imagine running through there. Now my first aid kit is doing that too. But one of the things I did do on anything I added that's Molly system, I call it Molly, it's Molly 1, is I put a slide keeper on there because I don't trust snaps. Never have, probably never will. But I had to lower this just to get it on. I'll take take my holster off. It's probably why it's not gonna fit. Yeah. I can't get it going. But I had to take my holster off because my weapon was way up here, so I couldn't get to my weapon. Not that I'm a quick drawer, but if I'm going to go to the range or wherever, go out pistol shooting, I want to have, one, enough ammo, two, I want to have something that's comfortable. I can't wear belts anymore, they hurt my back, you know. So a load bearing system. Now, you know, I probably went a little far, but I don't care. That's the way OCD works. You can't go halfway with OCD. It's either all the way or nothing. It's just it's something, and that's why they call it a disorder, because my brain thinks, okay, this is green, but they didn't make tan ones back then, you know. That's what they did. They were switching to a different green, OD3. So it has to be that way. I can accept that. These mag pouches that I have on here, these 4, I bought 4 for cheap. So I'm gonna probably change them over to some type of plastic or some type of quicker access, because I'm not going out in the field with this. This is just a gun range belt. I mean, if somebody comes into my house, I could put it on and that would scare them, but it's just something to make me make me comfortable, you know. And I don't like to reload. I just sat here and loaded up 10 mags. 10 mags. My fingers are hurting. I don't want to sit there and load mags while I'm at the range. I want to shoot. So anyway, that's my OCD project. Now my next one is this guy making this belt a hiking belt, complete with an H harness, because that's what they used back then. And if you can see that it's a little rigid here, up there. So I know there was a harness on this. So I never saw the harness. I never saw any type of ammo. I might have seen some ammo mags, because he had an M14 back then. So they did have canvas ammo mags, and they had a strap on top of the mag here that would hook to the harness, because it would kept going forward, I guess. You know, they had all kinds of issues, but you know, once they went to nylon, they hardly had any issues. So nylon's the way to go. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video. I just built this, so I'm very happy with it. I do have to put a first aid kit in there, even though I have one on the back and I have all the first aid on the front. I don't have like Band-Aids and things like that. I have things for GSWs. But I just wanted to get this thing out. A big call out to Green Monster for having all the stuff I need, you know, ammo and mags. They're in a different state than I am, so I try to buy my weapons in my state. But the accessories, I have to go out of state because Maryland's limited to 10 round mags, and so it's not illegal to possess them, own them, load them, shoot them, but you can't buy them in Maryland. It's the dumbest rule I've ever heard, but yeah, I don't mind giving Green Monster my business. But with that, I'm going to tell you to take care. You know, treat everybody with loving kindness. That's what they did to me. Every time I go in there, they're knowledgeable. I can't believe how this guy, he goes from 380, read the guy, okay, you want to go to 9 mil? Okay, M&P 40 is a good one. And I'm like, whoa, this guy knows what he's talking about. And the guy's helping me, you know. He's perfect, man. I can't say enough good things about that, the Green Monster and the staff there. But make sure you stock up on food, water, ammo. I stocked up on a little bit more ammo today. Gasoline. It's going to get warmer now, so you know, get out your gear, get out hiking, get your legs in shape, get your body in shape. You never know when you're going to have to use this gear to defend yourself. You never know what's going to happen. You know, you might think I'm crazy if I have 300 rounds, but if you have 270, I got 30 more than you. But anyway, I'm sorry, it's not even 300 rounds. It's 330 because I have an extra mag here. Not to mention all my practice ammo with my chest rig. So anyway, stock up. Make sure that you just keep everything. Be nice to everyone. Be kind. And I'll catch you all on the flip side.